Good morning to everyone.
Morning, Father.
And also to our fellow worshipers on the other side of the world. Today, as I've said, is the celebration of the feast of the closest collaborators of Saint Paul, Timothy and Titus. I do not know if you have noticed that in our celebrations in the church, they usually, what comes after the main figure would be the secondary figures. Christmas, for example, Jesus Christ on his birthday. The next would be the supporting roles of Feast of Saint Stephen, Saint John, the Holy Innocent, etc. Same here, after the celebration of the main figure, character, Saint Paul, comes the celebration of the feast of his closest collaborators. The church wants us to realize in this arrangement that what unites them as together with their main character, for example, Saint Paul, is a worthy theme to develop also in the reflection and the close connection of their mission. Timothy, with whom Paul confessed that he is first among sinners, and he confided to him that the grace of the Lord has been poured out on him abundantly, along with the faith and love that are in Jesus, and was a favorite disciple of the Apostle Paul. Perhaps Timothy, according to scholars of the Bible, that he was converted by Paul himself during his first missionary journey. He was a son of a pagan father and a Jewish mother, and the community of Lystra recommended Timothy to Paul, and he took him as a companion in his second and third missionary journeys. But because his mother was Jewish, in order to facilitate his apostolate among the Jews, Paul had asked Timothy to be circumcised, and Paul made him in charge of various positions in varied circumstances. The communities of Thessalonica, Macedonia, and Corinth. The Apostle Paul addressed to him at least 2 letters incorporated in the New Testament canon. And Timothy was with Paul during his first imprisonment. Then we find him in Ephesus also, exercising the office of bishop, meaning the overseer, the community leader. Paul imprisoned for the second time, he requested him to accompany him in there. Titus, on the other hand, the other collaborator of Paul, was of pagan origin. It seems that also Paul converted him to Christ during his first missionary journey. Titus accompanied Paul and Barnabas to Jerusalem, where Paul was strongly opposed by those who wanted Titus to be circumcised, being of Gentile origin. And Titus became intermediary between the community of Corinth and the Apostle Paul. In the letter which Paul addressed to him, it appears that he was a resident of Crete, part of Greece now. And Paul wrote him requesting him to meet a certain Nicopolis in Epirus. Probably from that place, Paul sent him to Dalmatia, where he is very much venerated. The memory of Paul and Timothy and Titus follow precisely the scheme of our celebrations, to connect them and their work and their mission. They are connected with Paul, precisely being their teacher and father, and united as his true sons in the faith and witnesses of his apostolate for Christ. They remind us once again of Paul's passion for the mission of the church and its unity. One of the things that we can learn from the life and the relationship with Paul is that of a harmonious working together for the faith. There seems to be no rivalry. They considered Paul as a father who instructed them, who formed them, and they worked together supporting the mission of Paul. At times, communities, Christian communities, our communities, is beset precisely because of rivalries, na mas magaling ako, mas may karapatan ako. Does this promote unity? No. And maybe this is one thing that we can learn from these collaborators of Paul, the ability to collaborate in the name of unity, in the name of appreciation for the faith that we have received. And we know very well that the church is called to be united first and foremost to Christ, to be faithful to Him, and also because of our faith that should unite us together, help us to grow also in unity. For us, it should be a point of reflection, our attitude towards our fellow workers, our fellow Christians. Sometimes the unconscious desire to be the actor or to be the number one is at times tempting in communities that destroy community life, church. So let it be a reminder for all of us to grow in the spirit of collaboration, spirit of communion. You will have your time, you will have your opportunity to perform too. Now, sabi nga ng isang kapwa, kumpare, no? May mga iba nagmamadaling sumikat, no? At the expense of unity in the community. To our seminarians, this is also one of the things that we have to work on now. The ability to work with one another. Sometimes people can work as individuals, rugged individuals, but that is not the charism of the church, nor the SVD that we are called precisely to work together. So we let it be a point of reflection to my attitude towards others and working with others. May St. Paul, St. Timothy, and Titus help us grow in the spirit of unity and collaboration.